As the Beastie Boys would say, it's time to let the beat drop.
Drop. That's a pop culture reference for you kids out there who grew up in the 80s like we did.
It's the latest from Christopher Landon, who loves a twisty high concept, and this is no exception. Christy, tell us about Drop.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Come subscribe if you have not, because eventually we'll get to the movies, right? We're a little behind. We've got some requests for this one. So here we are. I went on Easter Sunday by myself. There was one other guy in the theater. It was very festive. So thanks for hanging out with us. Come subscribe if you have not.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
We're going to be non-spoilery here. I know it's been out for a couple of weeks, but in case you have not seen Drop, we want to make sure we're not giving anything away. Meghann Fahy, very cute. Meghann Fahy was one of the stars of White Lotus season 2, the cute, rich, blonde wife married to Theo James. Now she is a widow, a single mom living in suburban Chicago, and she is going on a date, a guy that she has met through the apps, played by Brandon Sklenar, who was the hunky chef that Blake Lively should end up with in It Ends With Us. He's got a lane, Brandon Sklenar.
It ends with Brandon.
It does. And so they meet up on this date, and she's very nervous. Her sister is there to watch her little boy. And she's nervous because it's never, it's been a long time. It's her first big date. And it's a really fancy restaurant at the top of this high rise, the skyscraper in Chicago. And soon after she gets there, she starts getting these very mysterious text messages. Someone wants to airdrop her something, and it's memes. And the memes are kind of funny, actually. At first, they're kind of funny.
Sure.
And then they become more dire and more threatening as we go along here. And basically, she has to do a series of things that the anonymous texter is telling her to do during this date, or something bad will happen to her little boy and her sister. There's security camera from the house. She can see it happening in real time. And so she's got to save face and not tell anybody. It's all the things. He's taking care of all the things that you would think of. I could text 911 or tell the bartender. Yeah. He's got eyes on her. He's got ears on her. He's all knowing.
It's very Jason Bateman in Carry On.
It's so much like Carry On, right? It's somebody with a lot of technological know-how, and they're omniscient, and it's silly and preposterous, but just go with it and have fun.
Right.
This is a lot of fun for a while until you realize what's actually happening here. And I'm not going to say it in case you haven't seen it, but the reason for all of this rigmarole is so stupid and so needlessly complicated. And there has to have been some other way to achieve this person's demands without all of this.
Yeah, there's an Occam's razor involved with plotting out a heisty, capery thing. And it's really? This is the route you chose? Because it seems to me there's a lot of, this could fall apart in a million different ways.
Yeah, but I will say I liked the pacing of it here and there. I don't know if you noticed this. In the beginning, it's edited in such a choppy, quick way that it's very distracting and kind of unsettling. And maybe they want to put you on edge, but it cuts really, really fast between people in dialogue in ways that I'm like, wait, just hang on, just settle down. Let us sit in this conversation for a second. And so that I didn't love. But then there are some other cool things with the production design, what this restaurant looks like. It's very cool. It's very minimalist, high end. What they do with the lighting is really inspired. In moments of truth, of great emotion, the lighting will focus down onto just the person at the center of that moment, and everything else goes dark. There's some cool stuff with the bathroom, and how they use that space, with overhead.
There's this corridor between the welcome station and the body of the restaurant that's kind of groovy.
Yeah, so all that I liked. And I like Meghann Fahy. She's got an incredible accessibility to her face. She's super cute, but she can do a multitude of emotions with that. And Brandon Sklenar is sort of called upon to be what is the phrase? Flawless rescue stud?
Yes. TM Whitney Seibold. I'll tell you, and I don't mean this as an insult, but the two of them could totally be Hallmark leads. They are so sort of just photogenic in that way, and very camera friendly, so you have what would normally appear to be some kind of first date rom-com, but it's, you know, obviously gets very dark and twisted and suspenseful, which is, you know, like Christopher Landon, he did, you know, the 2 Happy Death Day movies. He did, you know, Freaky. Like, he likes these sort of, you know, kind of almost Rube Goldberg plots to kind of work through. And it mostly works, but yeah, it does strain a bit of credulity by the end of it, even if you're sort of on board for the general premise, you know.
I will say, though, they achieve some tension pretty early on from the dinner, because she has run-ins with a variety of men, all of whom are vaguely menacing. And so you've got this sense that, like, she's just not safe, whether it is in this specific situation or just as a woman in the world in general. You get the idea that, like, everyone's a little bit predatory, and, like, maybe they're schmoozing her up, but they probably don't mean well. And so that establishes a feeling of dread from the beginning. But I also think, like, that there's like a bookend structure involving some domestic abuse that felt kind of gross to me and unnecessary. I think we could have just said, like, she's a widow and this is her first date, without it opens in a shockingly violent way. So if you think you're here for, like, twisty fun, just FYI, it's not that from the get-go. Yeah,
it's a little heavy to be used as a sort of plot point in a movie that is so otherwise kind of like straining, you know, believability. Suddenly it's very real world in a weird way. But I think the fact that, yes, there is that sense of, like, all these sort of suspicious people, but that also, I think, works for the film's benefit in terms of, like, it gives you all these red herrings,
right?
Because, you know, they know geographically that this drop thing only works within a certain number of feet or yards or whatever, so the person has to be somewhere, you know, in the restaurant. A shout out to Jeffrey Self, by the way, as the irritating waiter on his first day on the job, who provides some comedy and tension.
Do you know him? He's funny.
We've met a few times. Yeah, he and Cola Scola, who's now on Broadway in O'Mary, had a show that started out as a YouTube thing and then was on Logo for a while, called Jeffrey and Cole Casserole.
Oh, okay. Cute. Yeah, he's funny. He provides some comic relief, which is necessary as the tension ratchets up. And the title drop is kind of a double entendre as the movie goes along and more insane things happen. So I had a pretty good time. It's kind of forgettable, but as, like, a twisty high concept thriller, it's pretty fun. And Meghann Fahy is just ridiculously likable, and I think she's got a huge film future ahead of her. I'm sort of in a Meg Ryan vein, maybe, you know, because she's just so cute and so likable, but has, like, great timing to her, and there's more to her than that.
For sure. What's your number then?
I'm gonna say like a 7.
Yeah, I'm at a 6.8. I'm right there with you. I saw it a few weeks ago and I'm already having a hard time remembering the details of it, but it was fun. It was fun while I was watching it. So, you know, if you're looking for just kind of a fun divertissement, you know, go check out Drop.